The big banks are lining up for another inquiry, with the competition watchdog unleashed to probe interest rates. The Treasurer says homeowners are losing hundreds of dollars a year because the Reserve Bank rate cuts are not being passed on in full.
Politicians shared a brief moment of unity this morning as Parliament resumed with a prayer breakfast. But while the Prime Minister gave thanks, the Treasurer was upending the tables of the moneylenders.
The public are left confused and disenchanted with their banks.
He's unleashed the competition watchdog to inquire into how banks set mortgages, examine price differences between new and existing customers and see what barriers there are to switching lenders.
We're trying to get a better understanding of all those issues so that we can really help customers get the best interest rate.
The Reserve Bank's 3 rate cuts have shaved 3/4 of a percentage point off the cash rate since January 1, but only 57 basis points have been passed on by the big 4 banks. That's costing the average mortgage holder about $500 a year. The inquiry battered banks say the cash rate isn't the only thing that determines the cost of money, and that low rates are bad for those who save.
Those interests of those customers have to be just as important to banks as the interests of borrowers.
Labor's interest is in pointing out government inconsistency.
Why did the Treasurer say just 9 days ago, quote, "I'm not focused on new inquiries"?
On this side of the House, we're focused on consumers, Mr Speaker.
And no politician ever lost a vote for bashing banks. Chris Ullman, 9 News.
And we'll go straight to the 9 Network's finance editor, Ross Greenwood. Ross, when's the next big test for the banks?
Just 3 weeks' time, Peter, because that's when the Reserve Bank makes its next interest rate decision. And right now, money markets put it as a 50-50 split on whether they'll cut interest rates again, go out to February next year. It's almost a 100% chance that rates will again be lower. And so if the rates are cut by, let's say, another 1/4%, what will the banks pass on, especially given this new inquiry and the extra political pressure upon them? And of course, if they do decide to defy the government, then the pressure, you'd have to say, is right back on the Treasurer.